Hi, I'm Sharooz Raoofi. I'm the founder of Wavetick.com. Today I'm going to show you how you can upload your tracks and sounds onto the platform with just a few clicks. The first thing I'm going to do is click the Sell button in the header. This opens an FAQ which shows exactly how you're paid for your beats, what rights you're selling, and your commitment to the users who license your sound. It's important to understand that the beats you sell on the platform have to be yours and not anyone else's. So let's click Sign Up and create an account. This is the first step. Create a memorable username, a secure password, and make sure you've checked out the terms and conditions before agreeing with them. Complete the captcha and click Create Account. The next step is to confirm your email address so you can start selling. If you didn't receive it, you can click the Resend Verification Email button from the Wavetick homepage. Check your spam folder as well. Even if you're a prior account holder, you'll still need to verify your email in order to sell on Wavetick.com. So let's log in with your new account and start uploading some beats. The first thing you might want to do is add your full name to your account. This is important. If you sell a track, the person that buys it is entitled to register a new work with your track in it with their PRO, to which you're entitled to 50% of royalties. This can only be facilitated if they have your full name and IPI number. You'll also notice that the account username is grayed out. As we mentioned earlier, it's important to set this to something memorable because it can't be changed once it's set. Let's scroll into the beatmaker settings. Here you can set your display name, which is different to your username. This display name is your artist name that's displayed across the header and in the Wavetick artists directory. You can also set a unique profile URL and a short bio. Please keep it concise and try not to include external links. Your address, tax ID, and company name are purely optional, however they can come in useful for invoicing purposes. Please do try to include your Instagram and X handle if you have one, as these are displayed on the artist pages. The CAE IPI number, if you've been assigned one as part of a PRO membership, is also mega critical, as it means you'll get paid publishing royalties if your track is used in a derivative song. Uploading an avatar or artist image is optional, however it's very highly recommended. Without one, you'll be assigned a generic avatar from the site, which makes it very difficult to stand out in the artist directory. Let's move into payment settings and connecting your PayPal account. Without connecting a legitimate PayPal account, your works won't go live and your artist page may not appear. You can opt to connect with a business or personal PayPal account. There are pros and cons to both types of account. Onboarding with a business account is not always instant. In most cases, it requires a call or an email to PayPal customer support to get yourself onboarded. A personal account onboards almost instantly and can be set up in a matter of minutes. A business account requires a lot more due diligence. However, the advantage is music users can check out with a much wider variety of credit and debit cards. A personal account only allows users to buy your beats using a PayPal account. Once you're all set up, save changes and let's start uploading some tracks and sounds. Click into My Uploads and select Upload New Work. A track is generally defined on Wavetick as a full song, whereas a sound is a zip of a sample pack. We're working on a track. Add a snappy title and try to be as descriptive as possible. Now, let's set the availability. We've selected Unlimited. One of the key features of Wavetick is you can set limited edition beats, one of 200, one of 100, one of 10, and even a one-off rights assignment. Please think very carefully about the availability of your beat. It can't be undone once it's set. Pricing is entirely your decision. However, we have included a green zone. This acts as a suggestion as to where we think you should price your beat. Placing it somewhere in the middle of the green zone usually gives a good indicator of how much that beat is worth to customers. You can set your price in dollars, euros, or pounds. You'll also see the pricing changes depending on the availability tier of the beat. An unlimited beat is going to sell much more cheaply than a limited edition or one-off beat. Tracks and sounds have differently suggested pricing. You can click and drag the slider from the left to the right from the most cheaply priced beat to the most expensive. For one-off beats, this can go right up to $80,000. Please think very carefully about how you price your beat. Once you've set your price, it can't be changed at a later date. Please note, pricing does not include tax, which is added depending on the country of purchase. Let's add some artwork to our track. Artwork can be uploaded from your drive and should be square and fit the dimensions displayed on the site. Please try to make your art as interesting as possible and don't use images you don't own. If you don't use a perfectly square image, it may appear skewed on the site. Please use Photoshop or Preview to trim your artwork. Let's move into the deliverable audio track. This can be a WAV file or an MP3. Please try to use 24-bit WAV files where possible or 320 kps MP3s. Other file types are not supported at this time. Adding stems is optional but is very highly recommended. When uploading stems, upload a zip file with around 5 to 7 stems. Of course you can add as much as you like, but the optimal number we found is a minimum of 5 stems and a maximum of around 7. Try to make your stems interesting. What would a user want? Separated drums, vocals, bass, synth parts. You can even add MIDI. Let's move to the audio preview. This is an MP3 file and is separate to the target audio file. We suggest a 320 kps or a 192 kps MP3. The audio preview need not be the whole track. If you wish, you can simply add an excerpt or a sample. There's even an option to watermark your MP3 preview. This means a Wavetick ident automatically plays approximately every 20 seconds throughout your audio preview. This can be super handy for limited edition or one-off beats to ensure the uniqueness of the final deliverable audio file. You can add a description to your track also. It's well worth doing this. The more info you can give, the more likely your beat is to sell. You can also add a unique URL. It's well worth doing this. Sharing a short, snappy URL makes your track much more likely to be found. If you don't include this, the site will assign a random URL. Next, we can set your track tempo in beats per minute. This can be entered via text and paginated up or down using the cursors. Let's scroll into the track key. It's very important to get this right. You can select from any sharp or flat key. The next step is to set either a major, minor, or atonal key. If you don't know the key, you can use software to determine it. As a general rule of thumb, major keys are happy, minor keys are sad. A simple way to get the key of your song is by simply pressing on a keyboard the key that's most prominently playing throughout. It's important to get this right. Pro users will need to know that the key has been correctly identified. If your track isn't melodic, you can simply select atonal, for example drum tracks. Let's add some search tags. Again, descriptiveness is key here. It's important to add tags that aren't replicated in the genre, character and instruments tabs underneath, as these are already added to the Algolia search algorithm. So what makes a good tag? You can start by artist sound-alikes, for instance, or type beats. These can be comma delimited or copy-pasted. A maximum of 5 search tags is allowed. Try to stay on topic and remember, one good search tag is worth a lot more than 5 irrelevant search tags. You can click X to remove search tags you no longer wish to have live. Let's scroll down into some other track descriptives. We'll start with genre. You can select up to 3 different genres. Please remember, the first pick is the genre that's displayed on the beat in the product page. Next we move to character, and again you can select between 1 to 3 different characters. Please try to stay as relevant as possible with these, as they act as a useful additional search tag. If you can't find more than one relevant characteristic, don't populate more than one. Finally, we move into instruments. Here you can pick the primary instrument in your beat. Once you've completed this step, you can agree the terms and conditions, which should again be reviewed. Please also ensure that you have ownership of the beat you're uploading. We're now all set to put our track live. Click Publish. If any compulsory information is still required, those fields will glow in red. Your beat won't go live until the necessary data is complete. Once your beat's been accepted into our system, it'll appear in My Uploads and can be edited or copied. Virtually every data field can be edited apart from the availability and pricing. We've disallowed the editing of availability of editions and pricing so all customers get a fair deal for what they've signed up for. It may be the case that an edition has been fulfilled at one price and then that price can be changed for customers to not receive that beat at the same price as others. One additional thing to note is that a beat can take some time to appear live on the site. In some cases it can take up to an hour depending on server usage or the complexity and sizing of the beat that's been uploaded. Let's step back into the artist page to see how your works will display on your live artist page. Here you can view your avatar, display name, and copy-paste a link to your exclusive artist page. Once populated with live products, your artist page will also appear in our directory. Finally, let's go back into uploads and upload a sound pack. A sound pack is slightly different in the upload form than the track we've previously described. The first difference is pricing per tier is slightly different to tracks. The other big difference is a deliverable file is a zip file. This zip file can contain just about any type of sample material, from WAV files, AIF files, MIDI, even presets can be included in the zip folder. Please be sure to test that your zip folder unzips correctly before uploading it onto the site. Virtually every other aspect of the form is identical to tracks. You can select the same audio preview with a watermark optionally, and of course the same descriptors in search tags and genres. One final thing to note specifically for sound packs is that the tempo and key can be a range or a mix rather than relying on just one value. This is because a sound pack may include a variety of sounds that are of mixed key and tempo. Please try to be as accurate as possible here. You can specifically select mixed, and if you're uploading rhythmic content, you can simply select atonal or a mix of rhythmic and melodic content. The genre, instrument and key categories are exactly as per the tracks form. We hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and we look hugely forward to having your beats on our site.